Hello, everybody. I always laugh when I say that because I always think it's longer than I thought it was going to be between floss tubes, and this time does not disappoint. Today is Sunday, September 8th. I am Amy. I am Mimi Stitchery here on Flosstube. I am Mimi Stitchery on Instagram and on Etsy. It's been a long time. So I was on my Stitchy Zoom this morning and figured out it had been since July 31st was the last time I filmed a Flosstube update. So here I am. I have worked on so many things that I don't even know that I have them all. So I brought my whole, what I call my retreat bag, my to-go bag, the bag I take camping, all of that jazz with me down here. I already have a Crossstitch Finish. So this is a floss tube. It's primarily about cross stitch. You can tell just how out of practice I am. It is almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and today warrants an afternoon cup of coffee. It's a nice breezy fall day here. My husband and I are enjoying it. Anyway, it's a floss tube. It's primarily about cross stitch, although I do have knitting to show you today. I have a cross stitch finish. I have a knitting finish. And I've been working on all the things, so I guess we'll just get down to it, I guess. I don't even know where to start. I guess I will start with my cross-stitch finish first, and I will try to stay with the cross-stitch and not jump all over the place because I know that drives some people crazy. But honestly, that's how my brain works. FYI, I've also been to the Grace Notes retreat, stitching retreat, since you last saw me. I got a few things off the freebie table there that I'm going to show you. I've kitted a couple things up since I saw you last. And decided I have so many things kitted up that I really want to stitch that I have no business buying any more patterns. Yeah. Lots to talk about. I'm making a dress. Who am I, really? Like, now I went from being a quilter to being a cross-stitcher. I still make quilts, not very often though. To a project bag maker. To a knitter. Now I'm stitching, knitting, sewing, still making project bags, making knitting notions and needle minders, and I just don't know who I am anymore. I feel like my brain is all over the place. So when my floss tube goes all over the place, I say that so that when you know when my floss tube goes off track, that's just how my brain rolls. And you have to laugh because what else are you going to do? Okay, so let's get started. If you're new here, welcome aboard. You picked a crazy day to join, let me tell you. But, yeah, if you're new, welcome. If you find something you like, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. If not, you can just move on. There's plenty of other people to watch that probably do it way better than I do. But this is my little corner of the world where I share what I'm working on, and welcome aboard. If you've been here for a long time, you're totally getting this right now because this is how I roll. Yeah. Lots of plans. I wish I could craft faster. I think that's everybody's wish, right, is they could craft faster. Let's craft faster. But I enjoy the process, so part of me doesn't want to craft faster. Anyway, that kind of day. The reason it's been so long is I was off all of July. My husband and I did some traveling during July, and then August came, and I was neck deep into getting ready to teach for September. I'm teaching all new content to nursing students now. I'm going into my second week of that, of the 15, and then, so I was really busy. Really tired, did not have the bandwidth. I would rather have spent my time stitching or knitting and not worrying about whether I was filming a floss tube or not. So apologies, but not apologies. Do you know what I mean? Life is what it is, and But I thought today's a perfect time. My husband's out working on something on the RV. We've spent a good part of the day together. I have a few moments. I started piecing a dress together and thought, I should probably sit and do a floss tube. So here we are. This is going to be unadulterated, unedited. Let's just show you some stuff. So let me show you my cross-stitch finish first. I'm not going to show you the pattern. This is Halloween Quaker by Leela Studio. I am stitched this on 28 count Anubis from Under the Sea Fabrics with all the called for floss. And I really like how it came out. But I have to cover my face to show it to you. So there you go. I really like how it came out. I have no idea how I'm going to finish it yet. Probably a frame, I'm thinking. But I don't know. We'll see. I keep a note on my phone of the frame sizes that I'm looking for. So when I'm in places like Goodwill or Walmart or Hobby Lobby or any place like that, garage sale, I can look for that size frame. And honestly, I don't go to garage sales anymore except to look for frames. So, but that's my cross stitch finish. I'm going to start showing you cross stitch whips, and I'm going to put them in I have 2 new starts since I saw you last. I'm going to put them in, hold on, let me get this bag handle down so I can open this up. I'm going to put this in no numerical order, an order I worked on, none of that. But I did not bring my tablet down, so I can't show you covers either. So let me see if I can. Hold please while I take a look. See if I have it on here. The first one I'm going to show you is a lace pattern by Works by ABC. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Ah, got it. So this is called Majestic Lace. It is by Works by ABC. I saw the model stitched at the Grace Notes Retreat and could not resist. So I started it on a piece of Michelle by Grace Notes Fabrics. And I'm stitching it in the called for floche thread. So part of this chart is stitched with full crosses with floche, and part of it is stitched with a half stitch. So I wanted you, this is where I am. So I started there at the top, and then I started working the border around, because this is a full, fat half of fabric, and I don't think I'm going to need it all for this pattern. So yeah, it shows better if I keep it folded. But here you go. And I feel like it doesn't show up as well on there as it does in person. Let me see if I can put something behind it. Yeah, see, there you go. So I've been working on that. I should have boards here. I say that every time I sit down and do a floss tube. I also need to find a project bag for this one, but I have my quarterly bag coming from Tiffany from Black Cat Xstitchery, and I'm wondering if this wouldn't go in that bag, so I'm going to set it aside. That's a new start. The other new start I had was that Gail from Gail's Gold Needle and I finally decided to start our last animal. It's the Beaver by Cottage Garden Samplings. This was the Year in the Woods series that was a couple years ago now that we had these ideas that we were going to get done in a year. We're at least 2 years into them, maybe more. But this is our last one, the Beaver. I've started it on 40 count vintage country mocha with the called for DMCs and the Weeks Dye Works threads. And here he is. I worked on him a little bit. This was all in one Sunday, or one Sunday and maybe a Monday. And then I worked on him a little bit yesterday for about 20 stitches, but just wasn't feeling him at the moment. So I put him down. Some days have just been like that, but this year I've been really good about stitching on the things that bring me joy and not worrying about the rest. And I'm finding not only am I getting a lot more done, but I am also happier with my overall stitching. This one, I'm hoping I have a picture in here. I think I do. Is Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is one I'm stitching on with my Stitchy sisters for a finish this year. I'm stitching this on 36 count Valor with Stash Dive threads, and if you've been around for a while, you've seen this a lot this year. I started it way back. When did I start this thing? Hold on. I can tell you. It was back when we were having supply issues. I started this back in October of 2021. So this is scheduled for a finish this year. Sorry for the wrinkles. I did not iron anything. Not going to iron anything ever. But here I am. I believe this is sitting at probably close to 60%. I think it's at 57, 58%. And I'm quite happy with how this is turning out, even with the Stash Dive threads. So some of these are Farmhouse Flossy threads, some are Classic Color Work, some are DMCs. It just depended on what I have. I think I have a couple weeks in here. Yeah. And it was when the supply issues were such a big deal. So I pulled everything out of my stash. But I really like how it's turning out. I'm happy with the threads I chose. I just like it. So there's that. You can tell I've been really busy because I've kind of just been shoving things back into project bags. So now I'm taking a moment just to fold everything nicely again. I try to have this travel bag right next to me at my stitching chair because then I can just pull out. Almost all of my 24 for 24 can fit in this bag if I want it to. And so that's always a plus. The next one I'm going to show you is the one that I'm also working on with Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. We divided this one up into 12 parts. This is And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. And I'm working on, well, I haven't started September's homework yet, but I will be this coming week. But wait till you see how far this has come along. I'm using all the called for DMCs. I'm stitching this on 36 count Mushroom Linen by XJU Designs, 1/2. I did not say that in the other ones. The 40 count, I always stitch 1/2. And the 36 count Autumn Town, I'm also 1 thread over 2. So I've been slowly tweaking over into that 1 thread over 2 on 36 count. I'm liking the coverage, liking the stitching experience as well. Okay. Here we go. I've started stitching the words. I think I'd started that before. Into the tree in the center. It's a different verse going in the center than what's charted. Yeah. So that's where we are. I have 4 more months, 4 more sections to do, 4 more months. And that will be done. I'm very happy with this and how that's coming out. I was inspired by Janet Jabber when she finished hers, and she did the same thing. She split it into 12 parts and worked on it in that way and was able to get it done. Okay, so what else am I going to show you? I'm going to show you, this is Peacock, Unicorn, and a Badger by the Scarlet Letter. I'm stitching this on 40 count attic lace by Lakeside Linen. I have this all folded the wrong way. With the called for DMCs, and you'll notice my needle and thread are still sitting in here. That's just how I roll. But I started filling in down here. Started working some of the outline over, and then I think my next step is to fill in some of the background here. I love working on this. I was introduced to another one. What's it called? Somebody's squirrel. Somebody's squirrel. I need to look it up now. Hold on. I have it right on a text message. This won't be a minute. So, some Elizabeth Squirrel. In my Stitchy group chat, one of the ladies found, I'm pretty sure it's Elizabeth Squirrel. Hold on, here it is. Yep, Elizabeth Squirrel. And somebody on Instagram is stitching it on this bright chartreuse colored cloth. And this is why I say I have no business buying any more patterns. I really want to buy this one, but I don't need to buy any more patterns. I have plenty to stitch. I have plenty to keep me busy. Sorry, zipper. And the Peacock, Unicorn, and Badger keeps me quite busy. Let's see. What else am I going to show you? Okay. Pretty sure I worked on this since last time you saw me. I don't have the picture in here. This is Southernland by Howell Forest Embroidery. Sorry, a little bit disorganized today. Southernland. It is this right here. I'm stitching this on just a 36 count Edinburgh linen. And I think this one is now sitting in the 75th, 73rd percentile. I reached the bottom corner there where the red block is. Yeah. So I've kind of been pushing on a finish for this one this year as well. I have to be honest and say the last several months have been, much of the time has been devoted to Halloween Quaker, this one, and a Forest Screw in Autumn Town. But, you know. It's fall, y'all. My fall allergies have kicked right up. I don't think I worked on that since last time I saw you, but I think I've worked on this one. So I was trying to do stocking Sundays. That has not worked out superbly for me. But every once in a while on Sunday I pull this out. But this is Enchanted Ornaments by Dimensions. This is stitched on the kit fabric using the kit floss. All of it. And you're going to see threads everywhere. Try to clear these out. Because I had this in my scroll frame and then decided, no, I'm not doing that. So now I'm busy trying to work in all the threads. But that's how I usually roll, I think. If you've been around here a long time, you know that. But this is where I'm at. And now I'm going to work in some of these threads and get them cleaned up. But you can see right there, it's one of the baubles. And this is the complete width, I believe. Yep, complete width right here. And then I'm going to work up and then I'll work down. But that's that. And I think, oh, I got one more. Hold on. One more. This I was working on this morning. It's really the only time I have worked on it since, I don't know, the last time you saw it. And it's actually going to go away now. I'm just not feeling this project today. And plus I want to try to scan in the pattern. But here's Live on Little by Plum Street. I'm stitching it on 36 count Attic Lace by Lakeside Linen. And I did get all the way to the bottom corner because I really want to start getting some of these fill-in spaces outlined so I can go from, if you look at the pattern, there's a ton of fill-in, full coverage, and I love it. But I want to get some of this outlined so I have fill-in work, and then I have border work, and I have letter work. But yeah, that pattern was a gift to me by from Gail's Gold Needle. And that's where I'm at. You'll see I started the mermaid there at the bottom and a couple fish. But that'll get me on my way to filling in some of that fill-in. But like I said, this one's going to go away now for a little bit. I need to work on And a Forest Grew. I need to work on Autumn Town. And this is one of my newer ones. It was started in 2022. Some of these other ones are started quite a bit. I don't know. That is kind of 2 years old. And I think that's the end of my cross-stitch whips. The only thing I have left to show you in that regard is I have 2 more items that I've kitted up to put in my kitted up and ready to go, as if I don't have enough of those. But I kitted up Byron Blackbird by the Artsy Housewife. That's all kitted, ready to go. And I also kitted up Moon Moth Pin Keep by Stacy and Ash. These were both birthday gifts, and I've kitted them up and have them, now I can put them on the shelf. Ready to go whenever I think I want to start them. Let's see. I just want to make sure. Oh, let me show you the freebies that I got from the freebie table at Grace Notes before I move to knitting. And then we will just move to knitting. And then those of you that can want to piece out after cross stitch can do that. And I'm good. But I picked up this pattern. This is Mr. Marshmallow by Brenda Gervais. I just think he's cute. If I get around to stitching him, that would be awesome. And I got some kits. So I picked up this Gold Dimensions kit, the Paris Market. I picked up a Jana Lynn kit, Miss Hathaway's Garden. This reminds me, I lived in England for a short time, and this just so reminds me of that. I think this would be completely fun, but this is an older kit that I have to sort out the floss on. So, and I think people shied away from getting it because of that. And then I got a Gold Collection Petite. This is Ornate Butterfly. I just thought that would be fun. And I picked those all up off the freebie table. So they will also go on my kitted, ready to go cabinet. And that is all for the cross stitch. So if you're leaving here, by all means, have a great day. And I will see you next time. If you're sticking around, I have some knitting to show. All right, so let's look at knitting. I have a finished object. I finished a pair of socks. This is the Freckled Whimsy Christmassy Yarn Club in Vintage Christmas. And while these were on the needles, these were claimed by a coworker, so I have to weave in the ends, give them a wash, and then they can be gifted away. That's what's happening to me with socks. When I have socks on the needles, people generally claim the socks, which is fine. I don't need 100 pairs of socks. I just like making them. But I finished these. I finished those on one of our camping trips. I still have to put the yarn away. I've done a little bit of work on my Anthology throw. If you've been around, you know that I'm working on this from an advent calendar that friends and I exchanged for Christmas in July. And mine was with fingering yarn. So I can't really open this up and show you the whole thing. But I finished this green stripe. And I've just started putting in this skein right here. But this is fun. I like working on it. I'm just going to keep pecking away at it till it's done. No rush. I have this in one of the bags that I made for myself. It's a bigger bag made out of a quilt block. It's got a little canvas handle. And that's that. What else do I have here? Oh, my sweater. I have been working on my sweater. I finally got all of the... Sorry, my phone's going off. All of the the body shaping done. And I'm at the end of the thread here. I gotta get another skein. But you can see where my progress keeper is. So I've knit, I don't know. That's probably a good 6 inches or so. So I am diligently working on that. I have 3 skeins left. I still have probably 5-ish inches or so to knit for the body, and then I can work on the ribbing on the bottom. And while we're talking, I'm going to move my progress keeper up. But I enjoy it. It's in the round knitting. Just trying to get, you know, we're getting cooler days now, which is nice because I actually feel like knitting on it. This is alpaca. This is Barocco. I wonder if I have a label in here anymore. Yeah, Ultra Alpaca by Barocco. So it's kind of warm, and now that it's getting bigger, it's warm sitting on the lap to knit. So when we were in the 90 degrees, there was no way I was knitting on this. But I have been knitting on it. I was knitting on it today. I just moved the progress keeper up to right here. And I'm hoping to just keep working on it because it's something that I'd like to have done. I have more sweaters in the pipeline that I would like to make. So I'd like to get that one done. I am enjoying the knit, very much so. The other thing I did, instead of starting another pair of socks, was I actually started a hat. And I'm whispering. I don't know why I'm whispering. It's for my granddaughter for Christmas. She is 12 years old. And I just feel like she's hitting that age where she's kind of coming into her own. And having something a little bit special made by Grandma might be a good thing to do for her as part of her Christmas gift. It's not going to be her whole Christmas gift, but... And I'm not sure if my daughter watches this, but Ash, if you're watching, you should probably not show her this. I don't think she watches, but... and I wanted something special. So I decided to cast on a musselburgh. Musselburgh. And I was having a hard time starting the hat. And then all of a sudden it clicked and I got it started. I must have tried to start this hat 50 million times. But then when I got it started with this yarn, which was a yarnable colorway. But what I really wanted to do, and what I was having a hard time with in the beginning, was my mother had gifted me this alpaca. This is Petals Over Tokyo. Is that what it's called? By 3 by the Sea. Oh, I got the label right in here. Blossoms Over Tokyo. It is on their Surrey alpaca, and it's 74%. It's 3 by the Sea. It's 74% baby Surrey alpaca, 26% silk. It is called Blossoms Over Tokyo, and I don't believe it's in stock right now. It might be, but I don't think it is. And my mom gifted it to me for my birthday, and what I really wanted to do was combine these two into a Musselburgh hat, thinking it would make something soft, squishy, and special for Zoe. Well, I had originally started on smaller needles, and I was having trouble with the alpaca knotting up. And at one point, I had to cut it all apart. Anyway, it struck me one day that if I went to larger needles, that problem might clear up. And it certainly did. I went up from size 2 to size 4. And I'm holding the Yarnable and the alpaca, the 3 by the Sea lace weight together. And I started a Musselburgh. And you can see the halo of the alpaca, and it's so soft and squishy together, and I think it's just something special. But I put a Progress Keeper, a little smiley face that I got from 3 by the Sea, on here, so that next time I show you, you can see how far I've gotten. Little smiley face, because working on this makes me very happy. I think Zoe's going to like this. It is, I can't even tell you how soft and squishy this is. It just, I just think it's going to be something special for her. And I'm making the adult small, so I should have plenty of yarn. I might, after I fold it in on itself, put a pom-pom up here for her. We'll see. But yeah. Very pretty. Quite happy with it. Happy with it. I can't imagine not having one on the go now, at least through the winter time. This and the sweater both give me that straight in the round knitting. But since this is a Christmas present, I'm totally focused on this, and I'm not starting another pair of socks right now until I get this done. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I think she'll like it too. I think it's super soft. It's kind of pink. It's got blues and stuff in it, as long with purples and pinks and reds, and I think that alpaca just makes it super special. And I really like the fabric it's making together. Let me see if I can show it to you. I just like it. And I think she'll like it too. But I think that's all I have knitting-wise too. Man, I thought this video was going to be like an hour and a half. We're only at like 30 minutes. I knew it had been a long time since I filmed one because I have 2 months worth of monthly club yarns. So I'm in the Christmassy Yarn Club from Freckled Whimsy. So a little stash enhancement. This one is Nipping at Your Nose. So it is less Christmassy, I think, and more kind of wintry. But I like it a lot. And then there hasn't been one I haven't liked so far. And this one was the newest one. This is Snow Joke. It's Christmas. And that's pretty too. This is, I get it on their Splendid base, which is 85% superwash, 15% nylon. Yeah. You know what these would be good for too is Musselburgh hats. So I have lots of sock sets, but I think it would be cool to knit hats out of these and put the contrast color on the part that folds up. That was might make some cool hats too. So we'll see. I think that's all I have. Sorry it's been so long. It may be that long again. I am now into the being a nursing instructor. things are a bit busy, and I'm trying to concentrate on enjoying my craft and not being pressurized. So the YouTube videos may be fewer and farther between right now for the next, I don't know, several months. But I do like coming on here. I like chatting with you in the comments, so please leave a comment if you have any questions. Yeah. Don't think I'm trying to think if I have anything else to show you. I don't think I do. So with that, I'm going to bid you farewell. Have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.